Hello everyone, today we are making a video for the photo editing in your mobile phone. I think Snapseed is the app which is one of the best app for doing so. So first you open the app. In case you don't have, you can download it, it's free. Click on the plus sign and select any of the image. Now you can see here at the bottom there are three options. One is styles, which will allow you to use certain styles. Then next is tools. You can see here lots of options are there, and the last option is export, where you can save your photo after editing. I will go back to tools and you can see here tune image. Let's see one by one. Tune image is adjusting the brightness. At the top you can see there is brightness. Just scroll right or left to increase or decrease the brightness. Now scroll up, you can see here brightness, contrast, saturation, ambience, highlight, shadows, warmth. All these options are there. Once you select one and you slide towards right or left, you can change the settings. Now I'm going to cancel. You can see at the bottom there are more options also, auto adjust also. So I'll cancel this option first. Now we'll go to the second option, which is details. Now in the details also at the top you can see the arrow. When I move my touchpad towards right or left, it's increasing the structure. Now in this also you have structure and sharpness also you can increase or decrease from here. And now I'll click on cross. Now the next option is curves. Here you can see there are curves where you can make the changes. At the bottom also you can see there are curves, different colors for that, if you want to increase or decrease. Then similarly you can see here more options, darkening, brightening, and soft contrast. I'll cancel this back again and we'll go to the next option. Next option is white balance. White balance also right left you can see balance. I'm increasing and decreasing. You can also click here to auto adjust, or you can pick a separate color in a particular location, and that you can adjust once you wish to. You can see temperature, tint, and I can do the adjustments. I'll click on cancel. I will go to the next option, which is crop. Crop is pretty simple. You can see certain predefined options are there, or else you can have a free cropping, whichever cropping you want to. Next option is rotate. Rotating also is pretty simple. You can rotate it, you can adjust the images. Next is perspective. Now this is a very interesting thing. Now this perspective, you can see the image is still, but dragging it up, and when I leave it, magic happens. You can see it has auto corrected the corners. Similarly I can change the perspective and it is auto correcting the corners. This one I like the most. Okay, I'll cancel this back again. Now here I can go to expand. This is also interesting. Now you see the image size is less. If I want to expand this image, I can expand it and it will automatically correct the remaining image. It's AI is adding the images which can be there. So this is a very interesting feature. I'll cancel this. Next option is selective. I'll click on selective and I can actually increase or decrease the brightness of the selected area. Now you see the B is the point where I've selected. I'm increasing the brightness, but not for the entire image, only for that particular area. Similarly, I can have one more point. Now you can see there's a plus sign. I'll click on plus and I'll select another B. I'm increasing the brightness. Not only brightness, I can increase the contrast also, but not for the entire image. That's very interesting. Only to a particular area. I'll cancel this. Next option is brush. Brush is pretty simple. You can select any kind of brush you wish to and you can make the changes. You can see near the tree I'm making the changes. So you can see the brush making changes. And exposure, you can increase or decrease the exposure of the brush as per your requirement. And by clicking on the eye symbol, you can come to know wherever I have used the brush sign. Okay, I'll cancel this back again so the image becomes normal. Next option is healing. Very interesting feature. Healing is a feature which automatically will heal the image if it is distorted or having any problems. Next option is HDR scape. HDR scape, it's like a, I'll show you. Now you see in the images, you can see there is a little bit of blurriness that comes due to these filters. Now these strength and all can be manually also adjusted, or you can have these predefined ones. So that pixelation of the image happens from here. Okay, I'll cancel this now and we'll go back to this. Next is glamour glow. Glamour glow generally refers to certain predefined settings which you can use. Especially glamour glow can be used for faces, but they can be manually also adjusted by clicking on this, or predefined settings also you can use amongst these 5 settings. So next setting is tonal contrast. Now tonal contrast, you already know the contrast and some more predefined settings. Project highlights, I'll just increase the project highlight. So all these settings are available under tonal contrast. Next is drama. Under the drama there are also predefined settings, you can see here, or you can manually also set it. Next option is vintage. Vintage gives you a little bit vintage kind of a look, and old photos, old kind of. There are also some predefined settings over here. You can see here when I click on this, the margin, the outline has been blurred, not the center. And if you want manually to be done, you can select these strengths. Next option is grain. Now grain is pixelation of the image. Now the image will look more grainy if you zoom in. You can cancel this setting. Next setting is the retrolux. This is a very old kind of image. When we generally have a very old picture in our closet, you will find all this. This is manually, you can change the settings and so on. Next option is the grunge. Now grunge, you can see it at the borders, it becomes a little black, kind of a night view. Center, I can change shift to something else and then I can do the necessary changes. You can see here. I'll cancel this. Next option is black and white. As the name suggests, you can change the photo into black and white, or you can have some other color also popping up. You can change the contrast or grain from here too. I'll cancel this. Next is noir. Noir is not black and white, but a little bit colory shade. Gray. Okay, for the other options I have selected a different image. Now in this image I am going to crop it a little bit so that I get a better effect. Now in this I'll crop my daughter's photo. Here I'll click on portrait. Now in the portrait you can see the face. You can make it a little brighter or observe the face. Okay, so that's what portrait is. You can also skin smoothing. You can see the skin smoothing effect. The next option is eye clarity. The eyes, you can see, are becoming more prominent. If I zoom in, it will be more clearer and prominent. So that's how these options work. The next option for us is head pose. Now observe this carefully. I'll just crop it a little bit so that it can find the faces properly. So I'm cropping it till here. And now observe, I'm going to click on head pose and see what happens. Observe the face. You can see it's actually the AI is calculating and changing the face where it is looking. Very nice feature. Next is smile. You can see now the smile is getting changed. Observe the lips. Next is focal length. Focal length gets changed, you can see. So this is also a kind of unique and nice feature. Next is lens blur. Lens blur, as it's there in many editing softwares, the remaining part gets blurred. That's a very nice feature. Lens blur looks more prominent in a group photo. Now let's just do the undo and go back to the bigger picture. I'll just click on undo. Now if this is a bigger picture, now here the lens blur works very effectively. I would suggest that. Now I'll just reduce it to a very limited. Let's come back to lens blur. See here. Lens blur works very nicely when the images are in a group. See, this how it works. I'll just, that's how this looks nice. So lens blur can work in such kind of pictures. Now again we come back to the next option, which is vintage. Vintage also is kind of creating outline, dark outlines. You can also change the inner brightness, outer brightness. Next is double exposure, which I like a lot. Before going to the double exposure, we'll change this image to black and white. So I have changed this image to a black and white image. And now I'll click on double exposure and add the same image. Now remember, I have added the same image. You can see there is a black and white image at the bottom and the colored image on the top. Okay, so I'll do that again. Go to double exposure, I'll add the image again. Now what I am going to do now is I'm going to make the upper image and just add the double exposure again. The image was not properly overlapped. Okay, fine. Now what I'm going to do is, now I'm going to click on done and I'm clicking on this and go to view edits, double exposure and this. Now what I'm going to do, observe carefully, I'm zooming into the image and with the help of brush I'm selecting only a particular image. Now remember, this is a black and white image overlapped by a color image. So the part where I am coloring is going to become colored, rest will still be black and white. Now observe. And observe the image. This double exposure looks extremely nice. So you can highlight the picture which you wish to. Rest all can be in a different color. Now this double exposure, you can use it in your own way. Okay, so last few features in this Snapseed. The text is the where you can add sample text. Double click in the center to add any kind of text here. So I'll just let it be what it is. I'll change the color so that we can easily see the text. I'll change it to red. I can also change it to a different style. There are a few styles given here, so I'll just keep this style so that you can see it clearly. I can also increase or decrease the transparency of the text. So that's a very nice feature. Next is frames. You can add different kinds of frames. So I'll choose some frame and I can also increase or decrease the width of the frame. So that's also a helpful feature. I hope this video helps in editing lots of photos in a very high level efficiency in the mobile, because this app is not available as of now on the computers. So it's only in the Android mobiles. Instead of any apps, this does not. I hope this helps you in your photo editing skills. This has no advertisements, it's completely free and has ample features inside. So you can use this. I hope you enjoyed my video. Thank you.